Hello, it's Connor Hendricks and the Sleeping Brutus. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the transfer or therapeutic leave notice. These wonderful pieces of paper that we see down by the nurse's station at the lower left-hand side. So back in 2019, we received a deficiency because a state surveyor came up to me and wanted to know where the paperwork was that we gave to a resident to explain to them why they went to the emergency room. Now, we certainly weren't the only ones tagged on this. Many nursing homes across the state were tagged because this was a fairly new tag. And really what it comes down to is that nursing homes were in this really bad habit of discharging people that they didn't like to the hospital or the emergency room. And it's important for residents to have a paper trail that the facility creates for them in case they want to take legal recourse because they don't agree with the action that the nursing home imposed on them. Now, we certainly don't do that here, but we do have to follow the guidelines and we do have to have the paperwork in place if asked. So for any resident that goes to the emergency room or the hospital, we need to be able to write down in clear, concise language that they can understand. So if they speak Spanish, we got to have it written in Spanish. If it's Portuguese, it's Portuguese. I always wondered why in high school I took Spanish for so many years, and for those of you that are bilingual or multilingual, well, this is a prime example why. You are highly sought after in the medical industry. And if you have the ability to communicate with people in a different language, you're going to be well loved. So the transfer therapeutic leave notice is no different. If you guys pull this out, you're going to see all the reasons that someone could be discharged from a nursing home. In our case, remember, when we send someone to the ER or the hospital, we're not discharging them unless they tell us to, but we have to give them this notice as to why. So we're always going to use number 6 for those transfers. So it's the emergency room transfer or medical need evaluation of blank. So we're going to put in why we're transferring them. What are their symptoms, to be more exact? And if we want to put any additional notes, absolutely, feel free. This particular form, the resident or the responsible party does not have to sign. This is something we sign, make a copy, and then give it to the resident, and then a copy to social services. On the back side, we have the bed hold agreement. So we need to know when that clock strikes midnight, who is the payer source, because it is a new payer day. Unfortunately, if a resident is not in their bed at midnight, they're either going to be private pay, they're going to have to pay for that day, or they're going to have to set up a payment plan with the nursing home, or they're going to have to discharge. They have options. But the bed hold agreement, we want to say that starting on the date listed, I either elect to hold my bed or I do not elect to hold my bed. Then they sign, and that is it. So they can stay in the system, and they can be guaranteed a bed no matter what their prognosis is, or they could choose to discharge, but then in order to come back, it is pending review. The nursing home does have the right to deny people the ability to come back if their needs just cannot be met here. So that is the form we have to complete. Some programs like Matrix, which we don't use, do have this questionnaire built in. So when a nurse sends someone off to the ER, they can check the boxes and say that they gave this form to them. We don't have that ability right now in point-click care. I'm sure the ability is there, but we do it in paper format, and then we give it to them. Now, you might be asking yourself, what if I can't get a hold of the family? What if the resident is unconscious? That is okay. You are going to fill this out, and you are going to send it with them. And you are going to document that you sent it with them. That is very important. The family can certainly get back to us later. The hospital might get a hold of them. We might continue trying to contact them. They can let us know what they want to do about the bed hold. But we should always fill out the form and then send it with them if need be. So what is our process here at the facility? If you know that a resident needs to be sent out, you will grab the form, and you can do this as you're printing off all the paperwork you always would when you send someone to the ER, the pulse, the orders, the administration record, the notice of therapeutic leave. Just kind of do it all at the same time. Get the signature on the back for the bed hold. If you can't get a signature, you can get a verbal, and then you can send it to social services. Like I said, the front piece, which is the notice of therapeutic leave, that does not need to be signed by the resident, but it should be signed by us. So that is pretty much all I have for this. I think it's pretty straightforward. We just have to kind of remember to do it. Any questions, just let me know. Thank you.